Welcome back. This is Nightline. I'm Tembekile Mkhototo. The 2020 African Mining Indaba has concluded in Cape Town. It was held under the theme, Optimizing Growth and Investment in the Digitized Mining Economy. Let's hear then if workers were pleased with how it went. We're joined now by President of the National Union of Mineworkers, Joseph Montisetse. Mr. Montisetse, very good evening to you. Thank you for being on Nightline. So, by your reading, was this a successful gathering?
Well, we can say that this is a gathering of mining bosses across the globe coming to Africa to extract minerals in Africa. For them, I can say that it was successful. But for us, it's a problem as Africans because these minerals are being taken out of our country. We are benefiting nothing. They are taken to be beneficiating European countries, and they send those products, finished products, to us, and then we pay for them again for our own minerals. But the only thing that we expressed ourselves there was that we must legalize artisanal mining, that ordinary people in the townships should participate in the mineral extraction of mineral and had something to benefit from their own minerals. We have made a research. It is unfortunate that Zimbabwe is under crisis of economy, but they have a legislation whereby artisanal mining is legalized. And
how do you think artisanal mining would work? And forgive me for cutting you off, in the South African context.
Well, of course, starting with the Northern Cape, whereby there are a lot of open cast, which safety is fine there. It's easy that you can start it there as an experiment. Actually, we have already agreed to a cooperative of artisanal mining, which is operating in the Western Cape of diamonds. Ordinary people that were called samazamas are busy in business. They've been able to hire other people to participate. But coming to the old Asian mines that are very dangerous in Johannesburg here, it doesn't mean that this mine got no gold reserves. It is because those owners of those mines have decided that they are no longer giving them the profit that they want. But we believe that if you're going to get investment like China is the one that is investing here in this country, and Russia and other countries who can form partnership with artisanal miners. Even the gold mines can be opened. And
so are you satisfied then with government's position on what you are suggesting should happen as relates to artisanal mining?
Well, of course, we are happy because this thing is becoming a topic that is now understandable, even to government. We believe that going forward, we are going to look into amendment of legislation, especially the mining charter, that we accommodate our people, because the communities are suffering while minerals are extracted from them. We have all this good legislation about even the workers themselves. We have the 10% of workers, but if practically that does not translate into beneficiation to workers, because these schemes, the so-called owner schemes in the mines, are controlled by the capitalists. Always they will tell you that there's no profit, then dividends for workers are very low, and so it is good when you don't participate through shareholder scheme. You participate through ownership of the product that is going to be sold, that you know that if the product is going to be sold 5 million, you have 1 million at least.
Okay. Yeah. I want to move us on to another concern that you've raised. You have been quite vocal this past week during the Indaba about how you are not happy with the fatality rate among mine workers. Government at the end of last year was quite pleased, saying that, look, the number was down from 81 in 2018 to about 51 recorded, I think, in the last year in terms of mine workers who died on duty. But you're saying that even those numbers need a different interpretation because they're still quite high.
Of course, if you look into these numbers, holistically, you look at the number of mine workers in the industry now. They have been reduced because of retrenchment and so on. So you can't compare this stats of this year like the stats of last year, because last year there were more mine workers in the industry. Now you have a low number of mine workers. And again, the kind of death that mine workers die, which shows that companies doesn't care. For instance, you have this thing called proto teams, which are mostly white people that dominate in these proto teams. If mine workers are closed somewhere, these proto teams are not here. They come from somewhere there, and they took time. And by that time, people are suffocating and are dying. We are saying the mine workers themselves must be trained to be able to rescue other mine workers, so that if this area closed, the gangs nearby can come and be able to rescue those workers. So we can't praise this because our people are dying very, very bad death. There was 4 mine workers that died December last year, suffocating because the proto team should wait, come here and drink drinks and eat Kentucky. Well, mine workers are crying on the other side of the rocks.
So job losses, the threat of job losses in the mining industry in South Africa has been a constant over the past 10 to 15 years. The Minerals Council and Minister Gwede Mantashe during the Indaba saying that, you know, the digitization of mining and all the shifts to renewables aren't necessarily a threat to job security. Do you believe that assurance as it stands?
You know, this issue of globalization has hit hard on the security of job security in the country, because after 1994, when this thing of globalization came in, we thought that it is going to benefit workers and the country in large. But it is opposite now, because these companies have spread their wings to register in the stock exchange of New York Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange, and they took billions of money that has been generated by the poor workers of South Africa. And they went to Ghana and everywhere. So this money, they have a lot of projects around the globe. They neglect the workers here. So legislation must be amended. Other countries are like that, no, you can't take 50 billion to another country which has been made by these workers. So a certain portion of money, you can be allowed to take it outside the country. So we believe that it is free for all. So we have been able to enrich other countries on the expenses of the workers in this country.
Final question, Mr. Montisetse, and very quickly, please. Another threat, of course, to job security in mining, as with other sectors, is the energy crisis. Load shedding continuing. We're told it's likely to go on for another 18 months. The integrated resource plan, according to Minister Gwede Mantashe, is likely to be much of the solution. When you hear all of this and you look at where we are currently, are you confident that the integrated resource plan will be able to be pulled off by government in a way that protects your members and saves them from losing their jobs?
This is very sad. We believe that this aging infrastructure of the power stations is something that has been observed by government long ago, and they have done nothing. I mean, 2 weeks ago we met with the new CEO, who promised that he's going to brought in the people that were building power stations like the Omidupi and others, who understand how this system of infrastructure is being placed. So we have a hope that maybe the CEO will do something in terms of fixing such things. But we believe that, again, it is important that the government must go outside the country to China and Russia to see how they are doing things. If they can get experts that can come and help us. Just China now, because of this virus, was able to build a hospital within 8 days. These are not things that we can do. This crisis needs the speed that China has done, the government to build any kind of energy that can help the industry. Not take long, but it must do it as soon as possible, because mining is collapsing.